guys, I can finally film the intro for this video because today, this week, this month, no idea, I will be reading Casey McQuiston's books, all of them. So let's see what we have here. So first of all, Red, White and Royal Blue. I will not be reading this book in this video because I have already read it. This is the copy that I got, what is it, 5 years ago? 6 years ago? No idea. It is like one of the first editions of this book, and I could not film this video because I could not find it. As you can see, my bookshelves are a total mess. There's no organization whatsoever, but I did find it, and I was thinking of rereading it maybe in the future, but let's say that as for now I'm just gonna read Casey McQuiston's other book. So I read this 6 years ago. It was Casey McQuiston's first ever book published, and I really loved it. I think I noted it 4 stars out of 5, 4 or 5, something like that. I think, yeah, it was such a good book. I really loved it, and I thought, will I love their other books that will come out? And so the second book that came out was One Last Stop, and I bought it instantly. Like, I really wanted to read it. It's the same copy as Red, White and Royal Blue. I think those are like the American edition, and I started reading it. I have like read 26 pages, which is like nothing. This book is like for more than 400 pages, and I was really excited for this book because this is a sapphic romance, and apparently it was amazing. I read the first few pages and just read something else. Not because it was not good, but just because I was not in the mood. So I am excited to actually get into this book. So yeah, and then their third novel, sorry, is I Kissed Shara Wheeler, which is a young adult, and as you can see, it's the English version. It's not the same size. But yeah, I bought I Kissed Shara Wheeler. I'm excited because it's like less than 400 pages. This is a YA. I love the idea of the story, so I'm actually really excited. I think for all the books that Casey McQuiston came out with, apart from Red, White and Royal Blue, of course, I'm the most excited for this one. And then the last book that they have released is The Pairing, and as of today I have read the book, but let's pretend that I have not read the book. I got an arc of the book through NetGalley, and I am it's weird saying I am even though I already read the book, but yeah, I am excited to read this book. It is a new adult. I love the idea of the story, and I cannot wait to meet all of the characters. So yeah, this is me reading all of Casey McQuiston's book that they have released. Hope you enjoy. So to update you guys on the Casey McQuiston reading every book of them, I got an arc of The Pairing, and I'm like 30% in, so this is where I am. I love reading books as arc before they come out, because that's kind of the point, and I like to review them before they come out. But because I didn't have time, this book already came out, and it is on Everend as an audiobook. So I listened a little bit to it at work. I've got 9 hours left. I don't know if I'm gonna read it physically or listen to it. I will have time at work, so I will probably listen to it for a good amount, but I will try to read it on NetGalley. So what I think of the book for now, I like it. I don't think I read many books where they were together. It's like a best friend to lovers to enemies, or like stranger to lovers again. I'm guessing they're gonna end up together. I like both of the characters. It's a little bit harder to get attached to Kit, as he is the one who kind of like ended up things and screwed things over. But I'm guessing there is more to the story that I know now. This part of the book is with Theo's point of view, and I liked getting to know them. I don't know if Theo's use she, her, or they, them pronouns, because some of the character address her as a woman, but I think from what I've gathered from the book, they want to be addressed as they, them. I hope I'm not making any mistakes. I'm sorry if I do. But yeah, it's very interesting. They are currently hooking up with people, and I don't know where this is going. I do like their dynamic. And I'm excited to see if we have Kit's version, to see his point of view. I think it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, I'm enjoying the story, enjoying the chemistry and the characters. Also, when I started reading it, the story begins in London, and I was in the bus for London, so that was amazing. And then it moved to Paris, and then I was in Paris, so it was good. I'm not doing all of the steps they are making in their journey. I wish. It seems really cool. I learn a lot about the culture from different countries. Of course, now, before that it was France, so I already know the country, but yeah, it's fun to have like reference and be like, oh, I know that. So I'm excited. They are now in Spain, if I'm not mistaken, and it's gonna be very interesting. So yeah, that was my update. Bye. I would update you on The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. I have finished the book. I mostly listened to it at work, which was not the best idea because there are a lot of smut. But I did read like the two or three last chapters with the epilogue, and I don't know how I feel. When it started, I really liked it for like maybe 1/3 of the book. Really enjoyed the character, the story. I knew that the breakup was gonna be like a misunderstanding. Well, it's not just a misunderstanding, but the circumstance of what is happening is like a misunderstanding, like the character didn't talk to each other, like, yeah. And then we got like a halfway through to Kit's point of view, and I was not enjoying it. I think a lot of people prefer Kit's point of view because he is, I don't know if it's spoiling or not, but it is a romance, so you know how things are gonna go. But he is like really in love with Theo, and it was annoying. I know the point of a romance is like, oh, they are in love, but I thought with Theo, they were not as, I'm not gonna say smitten, because they do love Kit, but it was like more, oh, my feelings are confusing and things like that. Kit is like, this is the love of my life, which I usually eat up. Like, I love this kind of thing. But here, I don't know, I was kind of annoyed because it was like, oh, I can't tell them that I love them, and it was like the cheat sheet again. And I just, at some point, I wanted them to just say, oh, I love you, and just, I get that not everything can be solved like with just saying I love you, but it would have been like a great start. And in terms of ending, I don't want to spoil it, but it's like, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't know if I like the ending or not. I get where this is coming from, but I don't know. At this point, I didn't care enough for the characters, and yeah, I think like everyone was queer, which is great, and I love it, but everything was around sex, and I just did not care enough. Like, they do a threesome, and at some point they do like a sex contest of who's gonna hook up with the most people, and it just took out like the genuine relations that they had with other people. Like, it felt like people were just bodies and people to hook up, and they didn't really care about their feelings and like who they were as a person. It was just, oh, I'm gonna hook up with that girl because she's really hot. Well, yeah, but what about her? What? And I just, for me, it was not that believable. I know that for some people it's like, oh yeah, it makes total sense, but for me, I was a little bit confused. Yeah, because I think as a demisexual person who needs a connection for sex, I just couldn't fathom the idea of just hooking up with people all over the world. Like, they were doing just that, and at some point they thought that a threesome was gonna happen, and it didn't, because the guy was not asking them for a threesome. And you know, they make it a joke and like, haha, so funny, but I thought, like, how rude to assume someone is just thinking of hooking up with you. And I don't know, it felt rude to me. So yeah, I think I would say like a 3 stars or like a 2.75 stars for oh my god, the pairing, which is quite surprising because Red, White and Royal Blue, which is the first book I read of Casey McQuiston, I think I rated it like 4 stars or like 5 stars. I can't remember, but I really loved it. And the pairing seemed like a good idea. So I don't know how I felt. I still have 2 books that they wrote that I need to read. Hey guys, just wanted to do a quick little update for One Last Stop. So I am currently on page 137. I think it's chapter 5 or 6. The chapters are quite long. Let me, oh my god, it's so long. Yeah, chapter, I think it's before that, chapter 6. So far, I'm actually loving it. I love the characters. It was kind of hard because I started this book when it came out like 2 or 3 years ago, completely forgotten anything I read. So I I started again, but with audiobook. So yeah, it was hard to kind of recognize the characters. You don't have that much character, but you know, when you start a story, it's always the hardest part is the characters, which is kind of always a problem with Casey McQuiston's book. In Red, White and Royal Blue, I was confusing the sisters, and in the pairing, I was like, oh my god, between all of the volunteers and like the tour guides and like the people they meet, it was just so confusing. But now that I've learned more and more about the characters, I remember them more easily, which is logical. I love the romance and between Jane and August, and I love the story with like time travel kind of. I'm excited to see how it's gonna evolve. There is of course like not a plot twist, but like a deadline to what is going to happen and like some hints of what the third breakup act is gonna be. I don't think they're gonna break up in like a sense of breaking up, but yes, I am excited. I am going to read a little bit to at least finish this chapter and be on like chapter 7. What I love is you have like little blurbs of journal articles and like dating, not profile, but like message, and you have like police report, things like that. It's kind of exciting. I think there are only like 19 chapters, so even though the chapters are really, really long, yeah, you really get into the story. At the moment, I think if I had to do like a which book are my favorite, so I think Red, White and Royal Blue would be my first one, but I think more because of nostalgia, because I think this one could be better. We'll see. Then we have One Last Stop, and then at the bottom, the pairing. I wanted to do this video to really see if when you like a book by an author, does that mean you will automatically love every book that they have ever written? And at the moment, no, I didn't like the pairing. I'm loving this one, loved Red, White and Royal Blue, and we will see if I like I Kissed Sharon Wheeler. So yeah, it was a quick update. I am currently sick, so you can hear it in my voice, but I finished One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. So this is my third book from this author, and it's also their second book. I bought that book right after it came out. I don't know if I actually pre-ordered it or if I just bought it. This is the US version. I loved it. I'm just looking at it, and yes, I really loved that book. I think the characters were really developed, and I liked each one of them. It really is a found family, and I was nearly crying at the end, like tears were coming on my eyes. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. I'm so sick. Like nothing can go right in my brain, but because I finished it, I really want to do a video about this book. I mostly listened to it because the first time I tried to read it, I didn't get into the mood, and I don't have a lot of time to read, so I love to listen to books at work, and it went by so fast. I started it before my vacation and I finished it after my vacation. Yeah, I think the story is very interesting. The characters are really well written. I love that it was like third person POV, so you are mostly in August's brain, so you mostly see things through her eyes, but I like the way that it was not like a I felt this and I was, you know, first person POV. But yeah, I would highly recommend this book. I think I gave it like 4.5 stars. I haven't read Red, White and Royal Blue in like 5 or 6 years, so I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. I have not reread it, so I don't know if this one would be my favorite book from Casey McQuiston, or if it still would be Red, White and Royal Blue. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. There are of course there are of course some points that I didn't like, especially like the sex scene, but I think it's an interesting story, and it's also about grief and family, and it was really interesting. Really loved it. Guys, I am currently at work and I'm filming with the iPhone from my work, just because I cannot film and then show you on my phone. But I have started I Kiss Child Wheeler. I am on chapter, I think, 10. It's like not the same as the book, but I think I'm on chapter 10, which is 30-ish percent of the book, I think. 36%, oh my god. I am loving the story. It feels a little bit like Paper Town by John Green. I like the characters, not liking as much Chloe as like August or Jane from One Last Stop. I think I prefer like Rory and Smith and like other side characters. But yeah, I'm liking the story so far, and I think it's gonna be like at this point 3 to 4 stars. I don't know, I think I need to finish it, of course, to say if I like it or not. But yes, so we are going to continue reading it and see if I like it. And as you can see, I'm still sick, because when I recorded yesterday for One Last Stop, I was already sick. So. Oh my god. So a little update on I Kissed Shara Wheeler. I'm gonna see I'm at chapter 22, so this is the chapter 13, 19, 20, 21, 22. I am on page 308. I only have like 20 pages left, something like that, 20 or 40 pages left. This is how much of the book I've read. So I had a meeting today at work in the afternoon, so I could only listen to like 2 or 3 hours of it. And I was so close to getting to the end, as you can see. And like a lot of things happened. What is funny is you kind of get like the reveal at like 0.5%, and then the rest of it is like other things. And I think it's really well written. I'm getting more into the characters, but again, I'm more into like side characters that like the main character, which is Chloe. I do understand that it's a young adult and that she's human and makes mistakes, the same with Shara, of course. But sometimes, like, ugh, please get your head out of your, you know. But I'm liking it so much. I was on the verge of tears at work. I did not film because I didn't have something to film with because I was listening. What really got me is there's a lot of like underlined homophobia in the book. It's not like slurs and stuff, it's more of like a yeah, like hidden homophobia. And also it deals with religion, especially like extreme religious people who are homophobic. And it really got me, not because I relate to like the religious part, but because it was like, you think as a queer person that you will have rights and that into 2024, I mean, homophobia, what? But it still exists and our rights can be taken at any moment. And in this book, it's kind of like this, like, even though, so I think it was written in 2022 and the story happens in 2022 as well, I think. And to think that it's still happening in the US, especially it's a southern state, like, it just breaks my heart so much. And even though I'm lucky to be in France, we also have the extreme, like, homophobia, transphobia, and racism coming in the country. And it just made me so sad reading this book. I was just devastated that people still have to hide and be terrified of coming out. Like, yeah, it was very hard to read. this is going to be the end of this video. I'm gonna recap all of Casey McQuiston's book, how I felt about them. So, to start off, I first read Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. It was like 6 years ago, and I loved it so much that I usually bought their book each time it was coming out. I think at the time I gave it like a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it would be interesting to actually reread this sometimes, because I remember like really loving it, loving the story, the fact that it was like 2 men. I think it was like one of the first book that I've read for like a long time where it was gay, and I was really excited to see some representation. So after that, I don't know if I should do chronological order of the time they came out or how I read them. Let's do how they came out. So the second book by Casey McQuiston is One Last Stop. I bought it instantly, and then I started reading it like 2 years ago and just did not care at all. But then now that I've read it, I think it's my favorite Casey McQuiston's book. I think the characters are really amazing, love the story, love how it's written. It's also a sapphic romance, and I think there is not enough sapphic romance in the world. So yeah, really loved it. Then we have I Kissed Charlie Wheeler. This is Casey McQuiston's only young adult book, and I think it was really good as well. Really loved it, because when you remove like all of the sex scene that you have in other Casey McQuiston book, you see that there is still a story and a plot line and characters, and yeah, I really loved it. I was nearly to tears thinking about how queer people are still targets today, and I loved it, seeing like a kind of a found family, because Chloe has 2 moms that are really supportive, but her friend don't. And so it's kind of like a found family vibe, just like One Last Stop. It's also found family, and I really loved it. It's like my favorite trope. So yeah, loved it. I think let's do the ranking after. And then we have The Pairing, which is my least favorite book from Casey McQuiston, and I think it's like even one of the book that I did not like this year, like that I liked the least. Just couldn't really care about the main characters, couldn't really care about the plot line, the stories. I just wanted it to be finished. I do love this copy, but I think, yeah, I just didn't like it at all. And I think even though I am sex positive and I love that it's a book about sex as well, it was not good with like side character. Even though like if you look at other books, the side character from Casey McQuiston are so amazing, in this one, couldn't care for them. So final ranking would be, I think One Last Stop would be the winner, because it was amazing. And then I think we have a tie. Probably if I had reread this, I would have maybe another answer. Like, this is pure nostalgia. But I've read this recently, so I think those two would tie at second place. Really love them. And then, no surprise there, in last place would be The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. What I wanted to do with this video, reading an author entire bibliography, sorry, my parents' dog is licking herself and making so much noise. What I wanted to show is that you can love an author and just not love all of their works. For example, with Casey McQuiston, really love their works except for the pairing, but I will be watching what they release next to see if it was just like one book that I didn't like, or if it was like their new way of writing. But yeah, I think I don't know what I was going to say. But yes, I hope you liked this video. Please like and leave a comment if you have read, like, to buy authors, whose authors you are buying the books when they are releasing them. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking any English. So yeah, this was Casey McQuiston. I will be doing other videos. I think I'm going to do Sophie Gonzales next. But yes, if you have any other author's idea with like little bibliography, not like 10 books that I will have to read, please recommend them. And thank you for watching. Bye!